Thank you, Jennifer. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shiva, and I lead the Americas business for Manthan.
Hey there, everyone. My name is Doug Langer, representing rue21, and I'm currently leading the business intelligence and analytics initiatives for the company. Thank you.
So my background is in retail. I've spent the better part of last 2 decades in retail technology. And if you're in retail today, it's really hard to not get bogged down by all the negativity around store closures and bankruptcies. So what we wanted to do today in this session, over the next 25 minutes, is to share the story of one of our customers, rue21. Not too long ago, they were facing some of these similar challenges, including Chapter 11. But they took on a very bold and inspiring strategy of embracing data and analytics, embracing speed and agility, putting customer at the center of it to deliver a remarkable transformation in their business, a successful outcome that probably often doesn't get talked about in our industry. So they partnered with Manthan and AWS in that journey. So we're proud to have been contributor to that achievement. So before I get into that, I do want to introduce Manthan and our partnership with AWS. We are a global leader in providing prescriptive analytic applications on the cloud for consumer-facing businesses. Over the last 15 years, we've developed deep expertise in retail across all formats of retail, from fashion to grocery, supermarket, convenience store chains. And our mission is really to enable every decision in retail organization to be algorithmic, be it marketing, be it merchandising, or customer experience. So how do we do that? Number one, our pre-built applications on the cloud helps us deliver speed. Number two, our pre-packaged advanced analytics and machine learning algorithms helps us deliver actionable insights on that data. And number three, our Uber focus on a very rich consumption layer, essentially where the business consumes those insights. That helps us deliver adoption, scale, and innovation. About our partnership with AWS, we started the journey almost 7 years ago as Manthan was making the transition from an on-prem software license model to a SaaS model. We chose to go with the best in the business. And while cloud has given us a lot of the typical benefits of cost reduction, speed, agility, scalability, etc., what AWS has given us is really continuous innovation across the data management, advanced analytics, and visualization competencies through their new and improved services over the last several years. And we have been able to take that in turn and continuously innovate on the business applications that we provide to our customers in solving some of their pressing needs. So I want to give a couple of examples. In retail, as probably all of you know, one of the key challenges is enabling real-time inventory across all your stores and all your channels. It's a hard problem to solve because of the number of computations that need to happen real-time, especially in larger enterprises. So for one of our large convenience store customers in the US, we have been able to provide them real-time inventory visibility across 500 plus stores using AWS Lambda service. Just to give you a sense of the scale, we are processing almost 1 billion discrete inventory events over a span of 2 minutes in order to deliver that visibility across the enterprise. I think something that would not be possible without the innovation with the Lambda service. Similarly, we have been an early adopter of Redshift. As Redshift was maturing back in 2015, 2016, we made a commitment to move all of our warehouse appliances workloads onto Redshift. And we partnered very closely with the product development team at AWS to mature that capability. And if you were at the keynote with Andy Jassy yesterday, he actually referred to us as one of these global successful implementations on Redshift. And thanks to Jennifer, Tom, and the entire retail leadership team at AWS, we're seeing a lot of focus in this sector in the last 18 months or so. So we were the digital competency partner earlier, digital experience partner earlier this year, and proud to be part of the retail competency launch today. A quick note, some of you who are focused on personalization space would probably be aware of this. We made a big move. We made an announcement to join hands with RichRelevance, who is a global leader in experience personalization. We just announced it last month. So the real power is combining Manthan's retail CDP and our solutions in marketing and merchandising analytics with the power of real-time experience personalization from RichRelevance. We have put together one of the most complete and compelling algorithmic retailing solution suites for consumer businesses today. And at this point, I would like to invite Doug. Instead of me speaking more on our solution capabilities, I would request him to share the journey at rue21, how some of these capabilities have enabled them in their algorithmic retail transformation.
My pleasure. Thank you. So thought we could use a little video to spice things up a little bit, get everyone a little bit excited for the session. And I want to thank Shiva, obviously, for inviting me onto the stage with him today, and also thanking Jennifer and Tom as well for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor to represent the organizations. So before we talk a little bit about rue21, I thought I would take a minute and just tell you maybe a little bit about myself. So I'm a retail veteran. As Jennifer and I were discussing this morning over breakfast, we actually found we had a overlapping past, which was interesting. But retail is a small world. So my experience was primarily on the business side, all aspects of allocation, forecasting, replenishment, inventory management, really building all of those skills together. And about a year and a half ago, I had a unique opportunity. Dr. Mark Crystal, who is rue21's Chief Analytics Officer, who I'll speak about a little bit in a moment, rejoined the organization about 2 years ago. And about a year and a half ago, I had an opportunity to make a unique transition from the business side into the IT side, which brings me here today. And my primary role then with rue21 is to help take the company on the journey of the retail transformation and the technical transformation as we build our future analytics capabilities. So about rue21 itself, kind of a common thing we hear is we're potentially one of the largest unknown fashion retailers. So as you saw from the video, that was featuring our newest holiday assortment that's now in our stores. We're a fast fashion retailer, so our objective is bringing fashion at a value to our customers. So we're curating the greatest assortment, we're giving them the latest trends, but we're giving it to them at a price point that they can afford. So currently we're just under 700 stores, and our target is really the 13 to 55-year-old, but the way to summarize it would be anyone who wants to simply look and feel 21. We're confident that they can come to our store, find that great fashion, and take something home with them. So, well, I'd like to also tell you a little bit about our history, and Shiva touched on it in his introduction, that not too long ago, almost exactly 2 years, we were emerging from our bankruptcy. And certainly having been with the company for 8 years, I had the opportunity to witness the growth and also the decline. So it certainly affected me personally. So I'm very proud to be standing here and telling you about our journey and how we were able to turn things around. But the reason that happened was that we put data in the middle of everything, and I'll continue to touch on that as we move forward. But what you see here on the slide effectively is that we didn't have a customer strategy. And not considering our customers' behavior and considering their feedback and the actions we were taking was not contributing to our success. So in order to move forward, we had to come up with a customer strategy, and that is the start of our data-driven turnaround. So as I alluded to, Dr. Mark Crystal, who I've actually had the opportunity to work with several times over my retail career, when he rejoined rue21 about 2 years ago, he came back as our Chief Analytics Officer. And Mark's in a very unique role. He's not only overseeing the IT functions and the technical aspects of the business, but Mark is also responsible for all of merchandise planning, allocation, inventory management, as well as CRM and loyalty. So Mark really has a broad hold on the trajectory of the organization from a capabilities perspective. So one of the very first things that Mark led when he rejoined the company was a project to actually find out who our customer was. There were a lot of perceptions over the years, and again, we were a 1,200 store chain. We were opening 100 stores a year, and we were operating under this notion that we knew who our customer was, when in reality, we didn't. And so the very first thing that Mark led was a market study, effectively, that came back and said that there were really two segments of our customers that we could win with. They have some kind of interesting names I'll share with you. We have our frugal fashionista. The frugal fashionista is the customer that's on a budget, but they know what they want. They want that latest fashion. They're comfortable. They can put that outfit together themselves. So they're coming to our store. They're finding that great fashion, and they're going on their way. The second segment that we identified was our assisted style seeker. Again, it's a little bit of a mouthful, but our assisted style seeker is effectively the customer who is also looking for that great fashion, but they're just not quite sure how to put the outfit together. So they're coming to us and they're looking for guidance and reassurance that when they wear that top and wear that bottom, that they are going to rock it and they're going to look amazing and they're going to feel amazing. So the groundwork was laid. We knew who our customer was once and for all from a data-driven perspective. Now came the enablement of the analytics layer, and that obviously intros the relationship of Manthan and rue21's relationship. So as everyone looks at the screen, we had a disparate data, which is probably not uncommon to a lot of you who are in retail, and it may not even be your customer data, it may be your product data. I know product attribution is a personal challenge for me in making sure that we have all of that data in an easily accessible place, but it was a bit of a mess. It was siloed. I refer to this as the sort of spaghetti. Everything was everywhere. And so the very, very first thing that Manthan did for us was giving us the ability to collect all of our data together from a customer perspective in a unified view. And what that really delivered for us was the first ability of looking at the customer from a 360-degree perspective. This also plugged in the foundation for rue21 as we continue on our journey to further enable better personalization and better customized experiences for our customers moving forward. Okay, so how do we do it? We rewind to, again, just about a year ago from now was when I first was introduced to Shiva, and we kicked off the project. And for those of you that are in IT or in the business for that matter, would appreciate, we implemented the product in 6 weeks. So when we talk about speed, it was a speed that I had actually never experienced before myself. But the goal was to get the tool in place, up and running for our critical Q4 holiday period. And certainly the capability afforded by Manthan and their partnership with AWS allowed us that speed to get that platform up and running in that quick period of time. and the solution offers a number of capabilities out of the box. So it was definitely a win for us and kept that momentum going on our data-driven transformation. The platform also gives us opening, if you will, or a pre-built capability so that as new data needs come online, as we want it to integrate new things. For example, our loyalty program is going to be kicking off in Q1 of next year called Rue Rewards. So we're all very excited about that. It'll be our first official loyalty program. So as something like that, as an example, comes online, the Manthan platform affords us the ability to plug that data in and continue to enrich the customer records.
So maybe I'll ask a question on behalf of the audience. So when I talk to a lot of retail customers, one of the key questions that keeps coming up is whether they need to invest in a CDP, given some of the fragmented investments that have happened over time. So from your experience of having implemented a CDP program, what would be some of the key unlocks that rue21 has benefited for the audience's benefit?
Absolutely. So a great question, Shiva. So it's really a handful of things, but the number one is the golden record. If we think back to that prior slide with all of the disparate sources, not only was the data all over the place, but it was following different rules. And so there were often questions why does this set of data not match this set of data? Why am I getting a different result? Having the Customer 360 platform in place eliminated all of that. It once and for all got all the data, one place, one version of the truth. Additionally, the value, and as I mentioned before, the value of the ongoing enrichment as we do plug in these new capabilities. Our loyalty program will be the one I mentioned coming online. Payment type, which I can actually share with you something interesting about payment type, but also clickstream data. As we're measuring our customers' relationship and interaction with us from a digital perspective, we're able to build out their profile.
That's great. I think if you can move to the next slide.
Yep.
So our experience has been that CDP is an essential foundational capability in retail today. But at the same time, you need to keep in mind that CDP is not an end in itself. Right? It's a means to an end. Essentially, while it's great to have all the customer data across transaction data, behavior data, going through that cleanup enrichment process that Doug alluded to create a single golden customer record is extremely valuable, and it delivers speed. You also need capabilities in terms of translating that data into actionable insights. So our platform comes with a set of prepackaged algorithms that helps you make the transition, and then the business could use those insights in terms of tailoring the customer experience, personalized to each individual channel, and create a consistent personalization journey with your brand. So that, I think, was another area of unlock for rue21. I know there are a couple of good examples of the business benefits that you've realized within the short time frame that the platform has been up and running.
Absolutely, and I have a few that I'd like to share. So as we had the new tool online, new capabilities at hand, we had taken a look for our back-to-school time period, and we utilized market basket analysis. And for those of you that aren't familiar, it's effectively looking at the customer's basket and understanding which products are being bought most frequently together to help you understand the relationship of those products and those transactions. So we've been utilizing market basket analysis to understand how we should structure product banners on our website for product pages featuring products that we know our customers are already buying together. That was an absolute win for us that we implemented during our back-to-school time period just a few months back. Another great example, Shiva, is around microsegmentation. So microsegmentation allows us to drill in and find micro sets of customers that have similar attributes, if you will. And what we did was looked at customers' average spend and how big is their basket as they're checking out. And we utilized that to cater our holiday gift guide marketing and catered the price point. So for customers who were spending a higher dollar amount on average, we featured the higher priced gift items, and conversely, lower spend customers catered to the lower priced items. And what we found was that campaign was actually driving a higher revenue. So that was a great win for us. But what it all boils down to is that the implementation of the tool, one version of the truth, and the speed to add new capabilities is given rue21 the ability to generate actionable insights. We can test and learn at will. Someone can have a great idea of, I want to look at this segment and how they react to this offer, and we're able to do it in a way that better informs our customers'
That's
needs.
a great point, because our experience has also been that capability like this in the hands of the business, where they're able to utilize that to test and learn in a very dynamic fashion. Some of you probably are aware, in traditional ecosystems, it takes a long time for that feedback to loop back in and for you to take action. And of course, today's business moves at a much faster speed. So what we've enabled is a closed loop process that give that capability in the hands of the marketer to test and learn and create the results that you're looking for.
Perfect. All right, so I'd like to summarize it for you all, and I've talked a lot about it, but the key benefits that we realized from our partnership with Manthan and AWS is speed of implementation, generating actionable insights, opening possibilities for better engagement with our customers, but finally, it's enabling a robust marketing and merchandising analysis.
And I think now that you have a robust solution in place on the customer side, what is next for your analytics initiatives?
Absolutely. So this one's close to my heart. As I mentioned to you early on, growing up in the merchandising side of the house, we're actually partnering with Manthan currently to implement an algorithmic optimization to our current assortment planning strategy and our assortment planning process. So as we continue to learn more about our customers and we're providing a better experience to them, we're now also able to build a better assortment that's optimizing not only how many styles we should buy, but also what the depth should be, as well as the size and pack configurations that are being sent to our stores. So it has a double win. It's providing the customer with a better assortment, but it's also providing our company with an opportunity to more strategically invest our inventory in our stores to maximize our sales and minimize our markdowns. So we're super excited to be kicking that off and hopefully live in Q1 of next year.
We are as well. So I think that's a very inspiring story. Like I said at the beginning, we hear a lot of negative stories in the industry, and these are the stories I think that drives the importance of data and analytics-led strategy in the way retail needs to function going forward. And from a summary perspective, if you are looking at making that transformation to algorithmic retailing, it's quite likely that Manthan and AWS have solved that problem in some shape or form across the globe. So myself and Doug, we are available after the session as well to answer any questions. We're happy to chat more. Thank you.
Thank you all.